While the practice of compassion trains the will to elevate living beings toward happiness and peace, the practice of altruistic joy, mudita, cultivates the appreciation of happiness and peace which others already have. In this case, we are aware of the living beings who enjoy beauty, pleasure, who are lucky, famous, have a lot of friends, or after death are destined to birth in worlds of pleasure. We can broaden the spectrum of our objects for this meditation by realizing that even though some living beings suffer now, they might have enjoyed a lot of success in the past or might possibly enjoy it in the future. We appreciate their situation and wish them increase in it, in the direction of their preference. The practice of altruistic joy is a remedy against jealousy and envy. Jealousy is the painful desire of somebody else's advantages, whereas envy is the disapproval of another's success. As you can see, both of these have the same goal, to rid another person of their success. Altruistic joy is countering these attitudes by development of the approval of others' positive situation and willingness to support them in its increase. You could then ask, well then, isn't competition against altruistic joy? Competition is the situation when one tries to be better than the other. It is possible to compete with a jealous mind, but also with an altruistic mind. In the first case, because of jealousy or envy, the competitors will fail to follow fairness, break the rules by cheating and deceiving one another, and possibly plot an evil deed against the other one if they suffered a defeat. In the case of competing with altruistic mind, the rivals still aim at their own victory, but at the same time respect each other's qualities, and by the act of competition encourage the other's progress, point out another's deficiencies, and possibly reveal their secrets to the opponent so as to stay really fair. In such a case, the competitors can stay fair and loyal to the rules of the competition. In some cases, when one of the competitors is apparently winning, he or she might possibly give the rival a helping hand to increase the rival's odds. Apart from decreasing jealousy and envy, the practice of altruistic joy also supports decrease of greed and conceit, because the meditator understands that all living beings can enjoy whatever the wealth of happiness and pleasure there is in the world. The meditator therefore engages in mental, verbal, and bodily action for the benefit of other living beings who already enjoy happiness and peace, supporting them generously and humbly in the positive situation and its further betterment. The practice of altruistic joy builds on the practice of loving kindness, which develops the will that all living beings are happy and in peace. Altruistic joy also builds on compassion, which develops the will that all who don't enjoy happiness and peace yet are worth enjoying them. Therefore, the practice of altruistic joy will progress most smoothly when loving kindness and compassion are mastered. Mutual joy is also the middle path between the two extremes of indifference and merriment, which should be avoided. Indifference makes genuine appreciation of another's success impossible, and merriment may become an obstacle on the path toward even further progress. The Buddhist scriptures suggest that there are 132 kinds of practice on altruistic joy. There are 7 kinds of specified altruistic joy, namely for males, females, enlightened persons, not yet enlightened persons, deities, humans, and beings in the world of suffering. The unspecified altruistic joy is again practiced for all living beings, selecting the term living beings, breathing things, creatures, moving things, or those endowed with body. We have thus 12 kinds of compassion which we can radiate to the 11 choices of directions, namely the 4 cardinal points, the secondary cardinal points, above or below, or all directions at once. Multiplying 12 by 11, we get 132. Like in the case of loving kindness, there are many more choices for the practice of altruistic joy because we can expand it by region, for example our room, then building, village, township, country, continent, planet, and the whole world. We can also choose specific beings as our objects, certain kinds of animals, or even specific human beings that we personally know or don't know. The practice of altruistic joy starts again with ourselves as we enjoy happiness or peace, either by relaxation, by remembering a time when we were happy, by appreciating the peaceful conditions we enjoy now, or by reminding ourselves of the excellent qualities of the Buddha, his teachings, or our teacher. With a firm position of happiness or peace, we take up 5 appreciated persons of the same gender as we are, who are still alive, and who are obviously wealthy and prosperous, happy and satisfied. If we cannot find 5 such people, we can think of their success in the past or potential success in their future. In the manner explained for loving kindness practice, we dedicate the first 10 minutes of each hour to ourselves with the sentence, "May I be in peace," and other 10 minutes for each of the 5 selected persons with the sentence, "May this person be able to retain their wealth, prosperity, and happiness, and enjoy their steady increase." In the way we did during the practice of compassion, the sentence that we choose to recite in our mind during the meditation practice will serve only as an anchor to the object of our meditation. In other words, we avoid attachment to the sentence. Then, as soon as we can easily concentrate, we will abandon reciting the sentence and directly concentrate on the object without any verbalization. In the beginning, we may imagine how the person is enjoying their wealth, friends, fame, health, or happiness. But when we gain concentration and stabilize the mind, we can work with the wisdom that the person is made of continuously changing body and mind, and that our thoughts of altruistic joy support the body and mind in their development toward positive mental states. Working only with the body and mind of the successful person may help the meditator to avoid potential sensual desires and slipping into jealousy or envy. We again let the happiness or peace arise as they naturally develop thanks to our equanimity toward all mental states. We gradually let our concentration develop into strong feelings of joy for one of the 5 selected persons. When that happens, we remove that person from the 5 and divide up the 60 minutes of meditation by 4, keeping 10 minutes for ourselves and around 12 minutes for each of the remaining 4. In this manner, we gradually purify our attitude toward all 4. Then we can select 5 neutral, and finally 5 persons who are hostile or who we do not appreciate. The suggestions for dealing with anger toward unappreciated persons are explained in detail in Lecture 8. We can further remind ourselves of the possible consequences by reflecting in 4 ways. Firstly, jealousy and envy may lead to loss of friends, fame, trust, and support from those around us. Secondly, according to the law of karma, jealousy and envy have the consequence of birth in worlds of suffering. And thirdly, by development of mutual joy, we may gain friends, fame, trust, and support from those around us. And fourthly, after death, if we are not fully enlightened yet, we may be born in a world of pleasure. When we have developed altruistic joy also for all the 5 hostile and unappreciated persons, we can practice altruistic joy to all living beings without any distinction. For example, with the sentence, "May all living beings be able to retain their wealth, prosperity, and happiness, and enjoy their steady increase." To encompass the entirety of all living beings, we may use the sentence, "May all beings who ever enjoyed wealth, prosperity, or happiness in the cycle of rebirth enjoy its steady increase and soon purify their minds from all mental defilements." In this case, we wish all living beings not only the impermanent pleasures of life, but also the ultimate pleasure, paramang sukhang, which is enlightenment attained by the highest level of mental purification. Concentration on the mental state of altruistic joy may gradually get deeper and stronger, eventually culminating in very strong concentration known as absorption, jhana. The first level of absorption, which consists of so-called applied thought, sustained thought, joy, ease, and one-pointedness can be further developed to a second level by abandoning applied thought and sustained thought. And finally, third level, by abandoning also joy. Altruistic joy is dependent on the mental state of ease, hence this meditation practice allows maximum third level of absorption. We will talk more about absorptions in lecture 18.